G'day everyone, you got the Bub031 again, and welcome to 2025. January, we are at the layout again in a new year, and I'm going to show you around a couple of new modules, and just to show you the layout. So, I want you all to sit back, relax, and enjoy. So, we are back down here at the club layout with a new session, and as you can see, it's packed. You are actually able to walk around the entire layout, which was actually pretty nice. There was only one area of single track, the rest was all double mainline. So we'll quickly go into the area. Of course, we have our superintendent's board and table where all our locals are. You can either choose your passenger, freight local, through freight, maintenance. There was actually something new today. You actually had to build a train as well. As well, we have our local boards and our dispatching board of what train is out. So here's a good close-up, and we're basically going to look over the layout here. This is what it looked like for January. So before we start, we are actually heading east, just to let you know. But I will tell you that this was actually a 3-day operation that we had. So we set up Thursday, Friday, we ran, Saturday we ran, Sunday we ran as well. So we're leaving Ottawa Yard. As you can see, we have the intermodal area, and we actually have a nice little M420 pulling out one of the locals going across Moccasin Bridge. Next we have Cremona, which goes to the back end of the fiddle yard, where you can build your trains. We then have Lancaster Hotbox right here. So this actually can count your axles and all that, and can actually give you defects. We then move through here Algonquin Park. A big sweeping curve scenery system. There is a flag stop there. And a historic locomotive sitting on some track there just for some scenery. And as you can see, the backdrop was added to this there not too long ago. We then have Chalk River, but this name's actually going to change to something else, which I will tell you later on down the road. We then have Beachburg Siding, which is the other end of the fiddle yard. We then cross over Jock River, and we are now coming around Bell's Corner. A big sweeping curve with scenery on it. Moving up, we are now coming up to Three Bridges. We're still trying to work the kinks on trying to make this electric, but it's still hand throw as well. And then we move into York River, going around the East Loop. Before we go to the East Loop though, we do have a small branch here, or spur, which is Apple Hill, Finch, and Stub End number 2. Alright, we'll continue from York River. We are now in the Welsh modules. So this is Manclahug, Glinderwind, Kerndale, which we're coming up to here, and Rosebush. So here it's just a couple of sidings and a working track, because there are a couple of areas here to switch and to transfer as well. Moving right along, we have Glen Tay, which has industries of Ashcott bottling and a scrapyard. So a train does come down here to actually do a lot of... There's 2 separate trains. One's for the Ashcott bottling, one's for the scrapyard. So they're only in there one at a time, really. Moving right along, we're coming around Ottawa River, right to Bayview Station. A little bit more has been done here. There is now platform on the lower main line as well as the upper station, as you can see, right underneath there. And yes, there is an intermodal transfer here, as you can see. We're just going to get a little bit more of a shot inside. Moving right along, we have Wilkes Crossings, which doesn't have much, but it's a transfer and a small industry right there. There's that M420 again. Just moving right along, doing its thing. And then we're actually going to be going down the branch here. So, as we're moving down, we have White River, Albert's Abyss, and then we're coming into one that I haven't seen since I was very young, is Cornwall Provincial Paper. And this is a very busy industry. Moving right along, we have Brewers Mills that's just coming up. So well with the Provincial Paper, it's all electric switches there. We have Brewers Mills, like I said. Nice little town scenery. Moving right along, we have Braeside, Mandrake, and this is a new one called Minchuck as well. That's right next to it. It goes from double main line to single track. And as well, we have NTC Bridge. And then the turntable coming right up. So that's it basically for the East Loop. I hear a couple of trains coming. Oh, not yet. We're going to be at the Fiddle Yard. Just taking a quick peek here, but this is basically it for the East Loop. All right, I think I hear a train coming. So, or a couple of trains coming. So we're just going to sit back and watch. That was nice to see that Amtrak going through Snake River and Wolf Creek. All right, we are now going to be moving west from the yard. So we have also the coach yard. As you can see, there's a couple of passenger trains sitting there. We also have the engine side and where the through freight sits. As well, there's some stuff you got to switch inside the yard. Moving right along, we're now hitting St. Lawrence Bridge, which is just a simple curve. Sometimes we also use it as a duck under. And then we come up to South Keys. This is a little bit of everything, but it's a big station. This is about 12 feet of module right here. We then have Arnprior Power, just a little scenery module, right up to Rock Cut. And then we have Milepost 115. And yes, we have gotten the block signals working. And then as well, right as that, we have Jackfish Bay, which we're coming off. Spanish River, which is elevated curve, right into Wolf Creek. And then it comes up to Milepost 224. So, with this, whenever the train's actually in the block, it'll actually detect it. And once it is cleared, that's when the light will go green. Moving right along, we have Rita River, right up to M&O Junction. We're going to go around from the other side. Here. We have Von Intermodal. Yeah, the building does say Sears, but you can also see it does have a little for sale sign up on top just to make it a little bit funny. And then we come into St. Anthony's Yard, where you can park your train, rest, relax, as well. A lot of switching out, and this is where you can actually build a local freight as well and take it out. Moving right along, we come to the other end of St. Anthony's Yard, and then into Colonnade, which has an asphalt and a propane facility, which is another big sweeping curve. As well, it does have an interchange if you're having modules going off the other end. On this curve, we have now Fallowfield, which is a sweeping curve. It's elevated and it's a station stop. As you can see, the OC Transport buses, a couple of cars. Next module here, we have Castor River. Very busy industry with electronic switching, as you can see the tablet there. And yes, it is populated, so you actually have to run light, move stuff around in the actual Castor River. Once you get there, grab the other train that's going to be sitting there once you're done and head back. We then have MP Foods with Vesta. Usually there is 2 trains that actually work out of here. And then we have Hawthorne Junction, which has all electric switching. We will be showing you the tablet here, and then it goes back to the main loop. All right, coming off Hawthorne, this is one of the big branches. We have Green Valley, a double main line, which has a single siding. And this is another new one that just came out called Starbase. And yes, it does say Gateway to Mars, and there is the rocket and parts. And this was actually neat to see this module come out, because this is actually the first time this module has been out. And yes, that rocket is 3D printed. Moving right along, we have JGRC Bridge. And then we're going to be moving right along to Elwood, which has 2 sidings with a double mainline track. Now, Memorial Point, this is completely different. It has been given a huge overhaul, as you can see here, for just scenery. It is beautiful what one of our members has done to it. So there is a small station stop, and this is for past members who are no longer there. But yeah, it's a nice little memorial. Nice little module to do. And we have DeBojo. On the other side of DeBojo here, we have Spencer's Gap right into Mansfield Junction, which then goes off to the Mason Creek area. Moving right along, we have Stillwater, Connaught, Deerfield right here with a crossover. Orleans, as you can see, right into Timber Grove. All right, we will take a look at Mason Creek now very shortly, but this is the main portion of the branch. All right, so now we're on the back side of Mansfield Junction, coming right into Mason Creek. And of course here we have Pine Point, Another scenery module, which is getting work done little by little with a curve. And then moving off the other end of Mason Creek, we have Rhinebeck Falls, which you see right there. Small little stop. Willowdale and Marvelville Narrows. That was it, basically. So now we're at the back of the yard, showing you all the locals. And we have here the car bins / repair area and where we do all the way bills. So it takes up quite a bit of space. And this is what runs the layout. Our Digitrack system with JMRI, with that computer. And here's our programming for ESU. That's basically pretty much it. And I think I hear a couple more trains coming. So let's just take a look.
You get a prize if they count the right?
Alright everyone, so that's going to be it for layout January 2025 here at the club. Just wait until next month where you'll see a massive layout, so I can't wait for that. But I hope you all enjoyed. Thank you for watching. And as always, make sure the signal's green, as you can see down there, and keep moving down the line.